What are we talking about today? Codependency.
Codependency in everything.
Alrighty. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to ForUs. It's Crystal.
It's Justin.
All right. So today we're talking about codependency in everything in life.
Everything.
Yeah.
Not just relationships, but mainly, primarily relationships.
Yeah. So well, that'll be the first thing we touch bases on then.
Yeah,
so,
we could talk about that.
Codependency.
You know, so we're going to talk about this because I'm going to get deep with it. But I've had several codependent relationships. Sometimes me on her or her on me. Mm-hmm. You've had any?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like to talk, so I'm going to talk about mine.
Okay.
So high school sweetheart, had a kid in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I think coming out of high school, I wasn't as codependent. I was always independent. I wanted to still pursue my dreams. Mm-hmm. 'Cause she was always supportive, right? Mm-hmm. Supportive. And there was a tide that turned. And that's when, like, I noticed that she wasn't, like, following her path. Mm-hmm. Like, she was still kind of lost. So I was like, guide mm-hmm. to help her find her path and purpose in her life. Mm-hmm. And I think the tide turned, like, her way about after, like, slowly towards the end of her college career, where I think I was just on the daily mundane grind. I was codependent on her validation to make me feel good. Mm-hmm. And that's where it turned, and that's where I think the relationships start to filter out, where she felt better than me. And,
yeah, I can see that.
Like, yeah, more superior to me. And there was a point where she was making a lot more money than me, because when she was done with her career, it was time for me to start on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
Now, it wasn't a good breakup, divorce. It wasn't good at all. I was so codependent. But just to touch bases on it, like, there's little things. Do you remember as a kid, and you would, like, clean your bedroom, but for your parents to see? I don't know if you ever did that. I did that a lot.
I mean, I'm a girl, and I'm naturally
But you probably cleaned it for yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't care if anybody cared. Like, I did. Like, that's something I didn't do. So when parents and everybody should know this. There might be something you've done I would like to hear. But I remember I would clean my room really, really clean, mm-hmm. just to grab, hey, mommy, come look. And she'll come in there and she'll like, oh, great job. Mm-hmm. And then, like, over time, as I got older, it was more like, you're supposed to do that. Leave me alone.
Right, exactly.
But and then it kind of hurts. And it's like, well,
you like that praise. You were dependent upon that praise.
Dependent upon it's codependency upon, and it's a parent thing. So I guess as the mom starts being praising, because it's like, this is something you should do. Yeah. You should pursue being clean and cleaning up your room. That teaches a young man, or taught me, to, like, just grow up and just take care of what I need to take care of. Yeah. And not be dependent on my mom to pat me on the back for when I clean my room. Yeah. Same thing in that relationship. Codependency in a relationship, there's so many different little avenues mm-hmm. that you could do something and expect your partner to praise you when mm-hmm. it's something you should be doing anyways, just for yourself. Right. So I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like that, like looking for praise as a child, because that's where it stems from.
No, I thought I did, like, the normal things that people did, like, where you go into school and I made an A and I'm like, hey, look at my grades, daddy. Like, I did that.
Did you ever have a parent not, like, happy about it and it hurt your feelings, or did you not care?
Well, I always had good grades. So it's like when we were growing up, and I would come home and then just show my dad the same report card, and it looked the same, like, with all my A's on it. And then he kind of started, he got a little nonchalant. Like, I remember my 8th birthday, I came home, and then I was like, look, daddy, I did this. It was a drawing I did in art class or something. I don't know what I drew, but I remember I did my drawing. And then he was just like, oh, that's nice. But it's like, I've already shown him all my drawings, and I can draw pretty good, but I don't think he cared that it was something different. I'm not saying he didn't care, but, like
it wasn't like,
yeah, it's like I guess he was used to it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the first time he was like, "Oh wow, you could draw," and then as I started showing him all my drawings, he's like, "I get it, you can draw." Like
okay.
you know,
okay, Chris.
yeah, you could draw. Like, but no, it like that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with my grades. If I'm always making A's, then it's like when I came to show you my A's every year after year after year, it's like, all right, Crystal, you make A's, we get it. Like it was just more nonchalant. He was just more nonchalant about it. He was just like, okay, cool.
Did it ever hurt you? Like, oh, he didn't like it like he did the first time.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. That's what like making A's. I don't know too. Like it's different because we were like required to make good grades. You know what I'm saying? We were required to do that. A little bit
of an Asian household. I was a big disappointment. With my grades, I would start off strong the first quarter, and then like, okay, I got these friends. I'm trying to pursue these chicks. I'm trying to fuck the grades. I'll just make enough to get by. Like, anyways, we're not here to talk about school, but the feelings that you felt, it should have taught you. Okay, you can't depend on other people to make you feel good for what you enjoy doing.
But I think I learned. Well, yeah, and I think I learned the lesson though that like lessons. I was supposed to like that's what I'm saying. So like when you're a kid, you're a baby or a toddler, whatever, and then your parents teach you like go to the bathroom. So you finally learn how to potty, and then they praise you, right? Because you learn how to potty. You learn how to potty. And then eventually they're not going to praise you for learning how to potty. You're just going to go pee and you're going to come back, and there's going to be no praise about it. It's because they taught you, so that it's like now they're done teaching you, so you don't get no praise, so you don't have to be dependent upon that.
That makes total sense. I mean, just on that. Yeah. Because I have twins. One is struggling pottying. The other one isn't. Now the other one's cool with it. Like, he even came up to us like, hey, yo, Gavin, a quarter because he used to potty, because I give him a quarter every time he potties just to keep him motivated. And I praise him every time. Yeah. I don't have to praise Connor, the other one, because he does what he needs to do. Right. And so, actually sometimes I'll slip Connor a quarter too. It's like, hey, you used to potty too. He's like, I know, but... he's like, it's Gavin that's struggling with it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. He's so smart for that.
He is a smart boy for that. But so I guess as parents, we got to keep the praise going and then just let them know, hey, do it for yourself. Make sure you're happy doing it. Yeah. But then as us, what we do is we grow up. Sometimes it makes us insecure in a relationship. So you remember we read that book and it talked about in The Way of the Superior Man, it was talking about a husband could come home and he says, hey, baby, I made $1 million. Yeah. And it's a shit test. And she'll say, well, you forgot to bring the milk home. Right. I told you to bring the milk home. And he's like, well, I made $1 million. Like, who cares? So, like, we could buy cows. Yeah. But like, he didn't pass the shit test because he was like, the $1 million that he made was hoping that it'll make his wife happy. And then make him happy. Right. The $1 million should have just made him happy because that was the grind for him. Right. His wife benefits from it. Right. And the shit test is almost from the wife is just to make sure that you're congruent and you don't depend on her for the happiness. And that's very important. Yeah. People don't ever understand. It's hard to understand that. That was something I kind of researched a lot on. Yeah. Was being codependent upon someone else's validation. So guys, I don't ever really want to talk about anything in any of my relationships too much, because they're real people. Yes, but they are. Yeah, they're real people. But we love them. But this ain't. I don't think this is nothing bad. But so no, like the guy I was talking to. There's a guy I was talking to. I'm not gonna say whether it's past or present or whatever. But there's a guy I was talking to, and when I was talking to him, I'm clean and I'm neat, and I clean the house, stuff like that. And you clean way too much, but it's cool.
Yeah. So like I'm a neat freak. So he doesn't clean. And so he knows how much I love clean things, right? Like I'm not gonna come and hang out with you if your house is like I don't your couch looks nasty and I don't want to sit on it. I'm not being judgmental. It's just if that's what you do, that's cool for you, but it's not cool to me. Like I'm not finna come over until you clean this shit up. Yeah. And so we were like in the talking stage, and then I remember he sent me a picture of he mopped his floors, right? He mopped his floors.
He sent you a picture.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of it one day, like out of just nowhere. Just as I'm at work, and he just sent me a picture of his mop floors, and I was like, and he was like, "See, I mopped the floors," and I was like, "Oh, that's great," but like Did you do it to make me happy, or did you do it for yourself?
Felt it. We didn't even talk about it. We didn't even talk about nothing.
I've never thought about it until now, but like that's what I'm saying. So yeah,
that's why we podcasting.
Yeah. So he was just like, yeah, you see, I'm off the floor. It's like it's nice, and I was like, yeah, I did.
Okay,
I did. I was like, well, shit, I'm coming to the house now. The house clean now. But
did you shit test him?
I don't know.
Let's think back. Like, what did you text back?
I think I would just text back like, oh, that's good. Good job. I was like, good job.
So you validated him a little bit.
Well, yeah. Because, I mean, but then I didn't think, but see, I also didn't know that. We hadn't read that book. I hadn't learned that concept yet.
I'm off the floors.
Yeah, but he was really proud of himself for mopping the floors. So I guess that's kind of what I did. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be proud for you too. But at the same time, like, yeah, I remember being at work, and I remember the thought in my head was, well, cool. Like, good job. I'm not you're supposed to do that anyways.
yeah, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking you to purposely shit test him. Right. You're still in the talking stage, so it was probably new. You probably didn't want to shit too. Like, the shit test has to be natural.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So, like, let's say y'all did start going together. You did stay, you're 2 years in, and he sends you a picture, or you come home, and he's like, I mopped the floors. And you're like, well, you're supposed to.
Right.
And then if he was like, well, I thought this is what you want, this or that, it would just turn you off so much.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're doing this for me. You're not doing it for you.
Yeah.
You know? And that's.
And it would be a turn off. It would be exactly
and that could be why there's probably more in that little talking stage to where he was just like, he was codependent on your of you to make him happy.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I definitely wish we would have read that book before, you know, like I had my second kid, because like that's what I'm saying, my child's father, I wish I would have known that, because now when I would think back now, and I'll think back and I'll look and I'll be like, man, you know, he did so much stuff for me. Yes, I'm talking about my child's father. He did so much stuff for me, and it was all like good things. So he'll do stuff for me, but it's like, but then when I'm not around, you don't do it. And it's like, oh, because you're only doing it like for me to make me happy, which I'm appreciative of that. But at the same time, it was also a concept of it was us. Like, you went and washed the dishes in our house where you also make these dishes. So therefore, you should wash the dishes because you wanted the dishes washed. Part of it. You should have washed the dishes because you wanted the dishes washed, you know, for you. Yeah. As opposed to, you know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, now it's different if I ask, be like, hey, can you wash dishes? That's different. Mm-hmm. But like, dead ass just wash the dishes because you saw them, you wanted them washed, you know that you use them, you contribute.
To do something just for praise or for validation from your partner, it gets sickening. I've had it where it gets sickening. I've had it to where I would even think about it to myself, like, man, like, am I doing it for me or for her? You know, I've done it a lot. Even codependency, I would just I used to bring coffee or Starbucks to my ladies. Mm-hmm. Sometimes flowers. Mm-hmm. It's so stupid. It's sweet the first time.
It's so stupid.
It is. Like, it is sweet the first time. Like, you ever had a dude that did that to you a lot?
Yeah.
But like,
my baby daddy did that. He brought me flowers at work and brought me food and stuff like that.
All the time?
I say he did it. No, I would think he did it sparingly. He did it at good times. It was like maybe once a month. That was good enough.
That was good enough.
I didn't need it all the time.
No, you don't.
I did actually have a friend. No, I can see that now. Now I'm thinking about it. I worked with one of my friends, and me and her, we took our lunch break together at the same time all the time, and every single time, like, it became a thing. It was fun, but it became a thing to where, 7:30 was lunch break every day, on our 3 to 11 shift, and so we would go out to lunch break, and as soon as we clocked out, we would go outside, and her dude was always sitting right there in the car with like a home cooked meal. Or even if he bought food. Yeah. And it was every day. So every day, that's what we did for lunch break. We would go sit and
eat his food.
Yeah. Whatever he cooked or whatever he bought for us to eat. And then,
was he keeping tabs? He's just so dependent. Did she praise him every time?
I would say she praised him enough. Like, she'll be like, oh, thank you, babe. You cooked some good stuff today or something like that. But yeah, but then like the days that he, was like, maybe he got caught up in traffic on the way there, which, I mean, normally he never did that. He was always like early or on time. And so the days that he wasn't either of those things, and we walk outside and we're like, damn, where the fuck our lunch at? You know?
And where our lunch at? We had it the whole time.
Yeah.
Or the like But did she ever mention like, oh, I got him wrapped around my finger? Or
Oh, well, yeah, but that was her personality. So,
but still, she felt like she was in control, and that does become unattractive, especially from a woman.
oh, yeah, that makes sense because they're not together no more.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, they're not together
Now,
no more.
also, there's a lot of other factors for a relationship not to work out. You have like a 30% chance.
Yeah, and then like I don't like that whole its consistency is definitely great in a relationship and stability for people who definitely need that, but or feel that they need that in a relationship. But then it's like there's that consistency where it could turn bad, right? So it's like she knew that every day she was going to get this lunch, right? At 7:30, he was going to be there on time. And so then let's say he starts doing something else with himself at 7:30, or he gets a job or something else, right? And that takes away that he can't do this no more. Then it's like, damn, you feel that like, oh, I'm not getting this no more. And that consistency, because the consistency is not there no more. So it's like, oh, okay. And then it doesn't work out because then you want something and it's not there and you don't have it because you were too dependent upon it.
Yeah.
It's not there no more.
Well, that's kind of like, there's a lot of TikTok videos where girls are talking about, getting good morning texts, good morning, beautiful, and this and that. And like, it's kind of like nice at the beginning, and it's like, it's whatever. And then when they don't get it, they're like, whoa, they get emotionally driven. Like, what happened? Is he cheating on me? What's going on?
Right, right.
Good night, queen. Like,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That stuff is actually work. And definitely only do it for when you want to. I mean, if you want to. I'm saying I had to learn that. Like I think in previous relationships I liked the dependency, but then I know that broke apart one of my relationships where we were so consistent with certain things that when the dynamic changed, like I got a new job, and that job required me to be at work at a certain time, and then and I was gone during the times that we would normally like Netflix and chill. So now we're not Netflixing and chilling until I'm not working. And, most people only work 5 days out of the week and only can do that 2 days out the week. So, then it's like my relationship ended, not because of that, but I'm just saying my relationship, ended because the consistency changed. And we were so dependent upon that consistency. We were so dependent upon those things that we did. You
guys, did it drive y'all crazy? Did it?
Well, it drove one of us crazy. That's what I'm saying. It drove one of us crazy. It's like I was okay. I'm okay with the change. Me personally, I was okay with the change. He wasn't so much good with the change. He didn't like okay, you're gonna go here without me, or you're not. And it wasn't even. There was a controlling factor into that relationship, but just also like it was just the consistency. It changed, and like we were growing, life was changing. I got a new job. We got to change our dynamic. We got to choose a different time we go grocery shopping. A different day we go grocery shopping. We got to change what we're doing. So that consistency changed, and then it didn't work for him. He didn't like it. And I was fine with it changing. So then we couldn't get along no more.
Now, did you get unattracted to him when he wanted more from you, or was it more or less just a change in the relationship and it made it more rocky?
It was unattractive because it was just like, what do you mean? Like, this is things that happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was one of those life changes.
You're so dependent on me to be there to make you happy. It's unattractive for a woman. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was unattractive. It's like, okay, we're going to go do this. And then, something happened throughout the day, or even an unexpected thing happened in the day and it delayed us, or it changed our course of action. And I was fine with like, well, I'll just go handle it myself. And he would just sit there and be like, no, you're going without me. But like, it's fine though.
But that's why like girls like to chase the bad boys or I think so. Because they're so dependent upon themselves to make themselves happy. Mm-hmm. They don't need you to make them happy, so you're always chasing after his validation. Mm-hmm. And he might sprinkle it in every now and then. Mm-hmm. And but there is a deep-rooted psychological reason for that. And let me explain.
Okay.
Here we go. So it's a lot.
Okay.
So we're a little over 200,000 years in evolution.
Okay.
We have, for a woman to survive, to make a family, to pursue her goals, is to find a man that she cannot break. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like in caveman days when there wasn't easy access to food, let's say if a woman were to shit test their man and he breaks, then she knows the world will break him. Right? So like, let's talk about the guy you're talking about. So just for the fact that your job changed and now he's unhappy with his life.
Yeah.
It's unattractive to you because like, hold up, bro. You should be grinding whether I'm here or not.
Yeah.
To work for a better future to provide for us.
Yeah, definitely.
So even though we're in this day and age where not many people go hungry, go without shelter, there are homeless out there, but like in our society where we have food everywhere, we have access to everything, we still can't get rid of that deep-rooted attraction to a person that's independent from you. So because if a woman were to shit test me, let me think. I have a few shit tests, a lot. Okay, so when I was on the dating scene last year, I got shit tested a lot, and I was like real good with it. But because I didn't care whether or not they wanted to go on a date with me, and it became more attractive. I told you I cracked the algorithm of this damn dating scene. So you remember, one chick was like, so where were you? She called me and I was on a date with another girl and she said, where were you? I was like, I was just out with a friend, just chilling. She was like, oh, you out with a friend, 9:00 at night. And I heard a lot of noise in the background. When she called, I was like, yeah, I'm out with a friend. She was like, is your friend the type that likes to draw on her eyebrows? I was like, yeah, so that's a shit test. Yeah. Right. And it was a small one. And I was like, yeah, her eyebrows look really cute with the drawn in. And she's like, is it Shaniqua is what she said. I was like, hey, you leave Shaniqua out of this. Okay. I know she got 6 baby daddies by 7 different people. I don't know. And 7 different kids. But Shaniqua's a good woman. She good people. So I was just playing along with her, and it drove her kind of crazy that I didn't, the test could have been like, oh, I was just out on a date. Is that okay with you? I mean, I know, you know, if I were to like bow down to her and she breaks me, she'd know like right off the bat that I'm not good enough for the world, because the world can break me.
Yeah, I definitely.
If she could break me with some words, the world can break me. And that's deep rooted back in the day, 200,000 years ago, to where if this woman can break that caveman or whatever, and
like go out there and cut down that tree and pick it up.
Yeah.
And if he goes down there and he can't cut down a tree and he can't pick it up, then you ain't strong.
It's a little bit more like, hey baby, I'm gonna go fishing, and she should test someone like,
or like those men that have to ask permission.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense. Yeah, like the guys that have to be like, hey, you know, or like when somebody be like, hey, bro, we're going to the bar after work today, and be like, hold on, let me call my wife.
Oh yeah, why?
Why you gonna call your wife?
Just text your wife. I'm going to the bar. Wait. Like if you had to cancel plans.
Yeah, or
something like that.
Not let me call my wife, but like let me ask my wife.
Oh, that ask.
Because I understand. Let me call my wife, because I would want my man to do that to me.
No, you need to know where you're going.
Yeah, let me know where you're going. Or you know, just a check-in type thing, I guess. Not like let me not say that. That kind of sounds bad too. A check-in. Don't check in to me. I'm not your mom. You don't have to report to me.
No, a good text, a good call. Hey, I'm hanging with such and such, and we're going out.
You know, an update, because
I'll see you a little bit later.
My partner.
Probably at 9:00, girl. I'll be about 9:00.
Yeah.
And she could shit touch you at that time. It never ends. She could be like, well, you were supposed to rub my feet. You're not going to get none tonight if you're going to be out with your boys. And realistically, the best thing is like, I guess I ain't getting none tonight.
Right.
And you go like, and then watch you go
your
home.
Your feet will still be there when I get there.
Yeah. And she'll probably feel so less of value that she'll probably give it up more. Like, right. Or you pass the shit test and she's like, okay, I can't break my man. He'll be good out there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if, for example, caveman's like, hey, I'm going to go fishing to catch some fish and maybe go hunting. And the cave woman's like, well, hold up. You're supposed to spend time with me. You've been building our house in our cave. You've been building our cave for the past 3 days. And if he were to break from that, because he still needs to go fish and get food for the future. If he were to break from those words, it'll let her know, oh, I can break you. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, because then it could turn into like, oh, we're sitting in this cave. So let's say he breaks, right?
And
then now all of a sudden I'm hungry. Maybe I'm hungry. And
well,
then,
you said that I didn't spend time with you, but I'm
and then it's still going to be his fault because he still didn't go.
Either or, you got to stay to your path. That's how it goes. And so, like, instinctually, when a woman shit tests their man, it's just to make sure the guy is congruent with what he believes in for himself and her. Not to make her happy, but for the future and betterment of their future. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I think so. Okay.
You serious?
Yeah, my wordplay sucks.
Okay. Instinctively, because you said instinctually.
You got to correct me as we go.
I'm stuck. Well, I did it. I was just trying to help you.
You did straight A's. I had a 2.7 GPA.
Yeah, so the word is instinctively. We got it.
Instinctively.
Yeah, instinctively.
Golly. Okay, we talked about young love, high school sweethearts and stuff, how it's like natural to be codependent upon each other because you don't know much about the world as you're becoming an adult.
And they take, like, that's that puppy love where it's like, oh, we're going to do everything together and we're going to learn together. So that's kind of normal, though. Like, it
is normal, but you have to still grow to be independent and true to what you believe in.
Well, yeah, and that just doesn't work in the older adult world. You know, that doesn't that doesn't work being a grown person, because
I think high school sweethearts still can guide themselves. I've seen it.
Yeah, they grow together.
They grow together, still not dependent upon each other. And you know, like I told you before, if some girls will stay in relationships, well, actually a lot will stay in relationships when they feel inferior. So, like a woman will be in an abusive relationship, thinking, oh, one day he will change. One day he'll care about me. But it's like, it goes negatively. That's a negative aspect of being attracted to somebody that doesn't care about you, you know, or being attracted to somebody.
Well, really, she's just codependent upon that person she's already been
She's
with.
codependent. Yeah. He is not. He is an alcoholic and an abusive person, and she never leaves him, thinking that one day they'll get better. But just the reason why she stays is because she feels less valuable to him, because he doesn't care about her in the future, their future. Yeah. And it's like that instinctual.
And he probably definitely makes her feel like that.
Yeah. And when a woman feels that way, she thinks, okay, if I can't break him, then he's strong enough to provide. Yeah. The world won't break him. Yeah. You know, that's like, it goes hand in hand. So that's the negative aspect. So if you feel as if your man is not giving you enough attention, and his attention is towards something that actually doesn't help, that's where you got to consider.
Yeah.
You know? You got to.
But if he's out here on his grind, you know, saying, hey, I don't have time for you because I'm building our future, or working, or even just doing a hobby. Well, I guess per se
even a hobby.
Yeah, a hobby that he loves.
Passion.
Or it's like, because that hobbies are like self-care things. Yeah. So that's still good for him to do too. And then you just let him go, and then just let him go, let him do it, and then he'll come back to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the girl that was texting me. I'm trying to set up a date, but like, she wanted to keep texting while she's getting her tattoo, because it's like a 2-3 hour tattoo. Like, okay, cool. Flirts, make her emotional, make you happy. So that's the algorithm I'm talking about. Make you emotional. Okay, cool. We are about to record, so I'll hit you back after the podcast. So she becomes a little bit
she's not getting what she
jealous.
Wants.
Yeah, she's not getting what she wants.
Yeah,
but it's not for a bad thing. We got to do this.
Yeah, like we got
stuff to do. We got work to put in. Yeah, for our listeners, for everybody that wants to hear this.
Yeah,
and so it's a good way to, like, I cannot stop and can't be like, hey, Crystal, let's take a break. I want to chit chat her up and keep talking to her, and it'll get boring and stale anyways.
Yeah, so we've discussed that too, like that the codependency of that. Like, we don't like, well, for me, I'm going to speak from the woman's perspective, that we don't like the guys that are going to pretty much fail the shit test every time. Like, even if you're not even aware, even if you're a woman out in the world and you're not aware of it being a shit test, but it's like, we don't like that saying, good guys finish last, right? So the good guys are the guys that they do bring you flowers. They do bring you lunch. They do everything in other words, you want them to do.
You can call at any time.
Yeah, and they'll always answer the phone. So we don't really like that.
It works if the guy's fine. Like, if he's really good looking, you're physically attracted, and it could work. Yeah. Okay. I think that's how some of my relationships stayed. Yeah. Because I was a simp. I was that guy that you're talking about. Yeah. But I was fine. No, I ain't that fine. No, I'm not fine. Look, but for those men that are decently looking and then simping, it becomes unattractive to a woman.
Yeah.
Like if your SMV is like a 70 or something, like, or your sexual market value is low and you're a simp, you're going to keep dropping.
Yeah.
But you can't do it. You can't be fake with it.
Yeah.
And I tell a lot of people this. I tell a lot of men this. Like, you can't be fake and be like, oh, I'm going to do this or do that and to make a girl jealous. Or you can't send a picture of you posted up with another girl to make a girl jealous. It's just fake.
Yeah.
It's just got to be true. Like, hey, I'm going to go and write my book. Mm-hmm. Or don't call me at this time because this is when I'm writing. Mm-hmm. And she'll respect that. She'll understand your grind and your hustle.
Yeah.
And feel a little jealous. A natural jealess.
Yeah, like, oh damn, I gotta wait to spend time with him.
Yeah. But I can't break him. But he'll conquer the world.
Yeah,
that's how a woman wants to feel.
Yeah,
that is the deep rooted, 200,000-year-old situation, and we still live in it today.
Yeah, that's why I can believe that. I can see that.
Yeah, Sims finish last. So there's 5 signs of a codependent relationship. I'll start off with the first one. Your emotions are controlled by your partner. So that's the one sign number 1. So I think if we talked about it, if I'm dependent on you to be happy, if I'm dependent on, or like, let's say I'm dependent on my partner to make me happy. Mm-hmm. I'm dependent on my partner when I'm sad, mm-hmm. to pat me on the back and make me happy, stuff like that. That's a sign of being codependent.
Yeah.
With anything, it has to like make yourself happy.
Yeah.
It has to. I don't write my book for my friends or my partner to, good job, I love it, blah blah blah. No, I do it just for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story in my head I got to get out. A lot of rappers, when they write their songs, it's for them.
Right.
You know, it's not for any girlfriend. The ones that make it, mm-hmm. you can tell that, like, it's not for like one particular person. And if it is, when you become codependent on somebody to make you happy, then you are broken already. Mm-hmm. So that's sign number 1. What's the second one?
All right. You have a continued desire to rescue and to take care of somebody.
Yes. I've had that a lot. Mm-hmm. I've put in several girls through college, advanced their careers, only for them to think that they're better than me once they start making about the same amount of money as I did. Yeah. And I can see how financially it can make a woman feel a certain way. If I'm making the same as you, or you're making the same as me, or if you're making more than me, mm-hmm. I can see how that is. And then, so I always had a desire to help. I have that damsel in distress syndrome. Like if I see a damsel in distress, you want to help her. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. I see a damsel in distress. I want to help.
Cole told us, bro. You can't say these hoes, man. You can't say these hoes. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved, man. Leave her alone. You gotta get out of that.
He's so true, man. He's so true. No, it's true. You cannot save them.
Mm-hmm. Most people in life have to save themselves.
Yeah, they have to save themselves. I'm understanding of a partnership of helping, but like, the problem is I sacrificed a lot. Mm-hmm. to help the damsel in distress, mm-hmm. and stop focusing upon myself, mm-hmm. where I gained weight, I didn't advance as fast in my career, or I put my career on the back burner to help that person, mm-hmm. and I'm already elevated, right? Or let's say I'm just like a little higher, bring that person up here, and I didn't go any higher. I just stay stagnant in my life while I'm helping the other person. Mm-hmm. And I'm not against it. Mm-hmm. I want.
Yeah, no, I definitely have a good partner.
I would say like
help build you, but
you build together. If I'm up here, she's there. We build together.
Yeah, and see, if you would have never done that, if you would have never built them up, you would have gave them no choice but to do it themselves. Yes. So I mean, that's that lesson learned now. You know that now. Yeah, you know that now.
I'm down to assist. I'm down to support.
Yeah.
but I'm not going to stop my grind. If it affects my grind and the things that I'm working towards, then I can't do it.
Yeah, so you learned that lesson. You know not to do that now. So like this, so like the next sign for being codependent is when you put someone else's needs before your own.
So yeah, it's basically in that realm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I did that a lot.
Yeah, and I still do it a little bit. Yeah, I do actually still do it a little bit.
We ain't perfect. Yeah, we all do this. We all do this.
Like I've done things where I'll go and, do something else for my partner when in all actuality, I just want to go home and take a nap.
You do extra.
Take a shower.
You do a lot extra. A lot extra. Even the friends like, God dang, you busybody. You always doing this. Doing that. That's what I'm saying.
Like I might just want to.
And I never tell you to tone it down. It's just like, hey, you doing, like some of your friends are like, God, why you always doing this, doing that? Don't let that negative take you out.
Yeah, nah.
Because as long as it makes you happy, but your needs do need to come first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do. I'm still working on that, guys. I'm still working on the self-care thing, and because I love myself, but I've still got a lot of work, and I could do better. I could better how my self-care. Yeah.
I think if like just that balance that we talked about, if you have to be sad, like add some sadness for someone else to be happy, it has to be a balance. So don't go down to please another person.
Yeah.
Now you can pull someone up to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't let them pull you down to them.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Emotionally, physically, financially, all of it. You pull someone up to you, but don't let them pull you down to them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Let's see. You take ownership of their behavior and accomplishments. This was a big thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I held from talking outside the podcast because I wanted to bring this.
Okay, yeah, tell me this one.
So like, this was a trend. I used to do this a lot when I was married, but I used to be proud of my partner's success. Mm-hmm. So, so I dated the lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And I knew like, oh, she's a top-notch lawyer. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell too many people unless they asked, like, what she do, what she. I was like, fuck, I don't care. I didn't date her because she's a lawyer. Mm-hmm. I didn't, and to even talk about it, it wasn't like I was jealous. Like it was more or less like I don't care about her accomplishments. I just care about who she was. Yeah. And now I talked to. There's a lot of so there's one guy that I want to bring up. So coworker of mine. He was like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm working on this, and I'm gonna be straight when my girlfriend graduates nursing school. Cause you know, down here nurses make good money, like a RN. Yeah. And I'm just like, bro, that's not how you want to be. Like, depending on her accomplishments. Yeah. And she graduates nursing school, and you think you're straight. Guess what? They break up. Yeah. Because he's dependent on her accomplishments. Focus on your accomplishments, bro. Yeah. You know?
Like, what are you going to be? Are you going to turn into a doctor while she's turning into a nurse? Yeah. What you doing?
Yeah, what you doing? Yeah. What you doing? Keep focusing. And he's a coworker working his way up in the field. Mm-hmm. Like, keep focusing on you in your field. Because you could make as much as her.
Yeah, but instead it just sounds like he's just living while he's like, all right, one day we'll be rich when she gets it. And I'm not when I get it or we get it.
Yeah. 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 And I would, so I would see that, I talked to another guy. This dude had a beer belly, drunk all the time. And I was having a conversation with him. And we just chit-chatting. It was like, he started talking about his wife. I was like, okay, cool. Where your wife at? Oh, she's working. I was like, all right, cool. Before I didn't even ask, he's like, yeah, she's the head manager of this hospital. And I won't say the hospital, but head manager of this hospital. He was super proud of her accomplishment. Yeah. And I was like,
well, what about yours, nigga?
What about you?
What do you do? Oh, excuse me, guys. But yeah, what do you do?
what about you, bro? Like, he was like ready to get that tie tightened up. Like, yeah, she is the head boss of this or that. And it works both ways with a woman. Now, it's okay. Like, some women are proud of their man's accomplishments. Yeah. But like that dynamic for man-woman, for women to simp for man to keep grinding, is still more natural than the other way around. Yeah. You know, a lot of red pill guys that are like anti-woman they don't understand the solution. The solution is to be dependent upon your own success and accomplishments. If your girl gets after and accomplishes it, praise, yes, great job, but that's not you. You know?
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Nothing. Like you as part of there. But and then if you think it has something to do with you, then you could become like entitled to their accomplishments.
Those are the users. Those are the users. Those are the people that,
and they split.
Yeah,
the women will split because it's like, oh, you're just using me. I'm supposed to be using you.
Yeah,
like,
it's
just it's not. I'm not saying that's how it should be. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
in our society, eventually we'll keep evolving, and there's like equality. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but right now in today's society, this is still the mindset and the psychology of how that works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one. Okay, so you minimize your own voice. That's the fifth sign of a codependent relationship. So, some people are afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
You, like, what did you say? I gotta call and ask my wife so I can go to the bar. I'm sorry, guys. And that's usually the motherfucker that ain't gonna go.
Right. you already know what your wife's gonna say. You gotta call her and ask her.
You gotta call and ask. Like, I used to have to I used to check in, and once I started grinding and just, I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu tonight. Yeah. But baby, I haven't seen you in like 8 hours of work. Yeah, because I have worked. But I'm gonna go train with my boys.
Yeah.
My boys want to go out for a drink. I don't drink, but I would go out.
Yeah.
To hang with my boys.
Yeah, so, that's important. Time like that's important.
I might sip a little something, get a shot of Grey Goose. That's about what I do. So those are the 5 signs. I wrote down 5 rules, but
so how to fix it? So how to fix your codependency. So find your purpose, stick to your grind. Do what you love out of your life for yourself, no one else.
If you don't know what your purpose is, we'll have something dropping about that. But find your purpose. Definitely, that's got to be number one. And stick to your purpose. Don't be dependent on your partner's appraisal, validation, and everything for your purpose.
Like
it's
you
about
something.
you. How it makes you feel inside. The tingles.
Definitely, yeah.
What's
so
next?
Find your purpose and do what makes you happy, just for you, no one else. Same thing with your purpose. Just keep on sticking to it. Stick to yourself. Everything's about you guys. Everything is self. Everything is self. Everything for you. Love your partner just for who they are and not the fantasy you have of them.
That's a keystone. That's a good point because, we all create fantasies. You can look at, like, let's say if you were single, you could look at a dude in fantasy right there, like, oh, we could do this. He's tall. We could have a basketball player, boys. Like, it just starts clicking. That's natural.
Yeah.
But then you have to look at the true congruency of your partner, what they actually provide, what they actually do, how they look, how they smell, every little detail, and just love them for that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Not what they can provide, what their accomplishments are, what the fantasy is, what it could be. Love them for what they are in this present moment, because you don't want to live with regret when the fantasy doesn't come true, because it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Take ownership of your own accomplishments. We did mention that.
Yeah.
What's last here?
Stay true to what you want, so long as it benefits everyone.
Yeah. So when you find your purpose and you work on everything, stay true to it. Don't move from it. Keep going. It's don't stop until it becomes reality, and then you basically find something new when you accomplish it. It never ends. The grind never ends.
Yeah. So guys, like today's topic, codependency and everything. Codependency is when you're dependent upon somebody else for mostly anything you're dependent upon them to make you happy, dependent upon them to make you laugh, to make you smile.
You're dependent upon them for your future.
Yeah, to validate you. That's a big thing. So this we could go on and on about this for hours. But we'll it'll be continued. We'll get back into it more. But just big recap of today. Just when you find yourself, if you can even, the first step is to recognize, are you so codependent upon somebody else? Are you codependent upon, your sister that's always there for you, or, calling your mom and dad every time anything happens, or you need to talk about something or whatever, or you're just codependent upon the person you're with in a relationship, which is normally the biggest thing. Normally everybody out in the world, or hopefully everybody out in this world, got somebody that you love. But when you're too codependent upon them, it might not work out.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want. Everybody,
You need to be, and this is something I tell you, I tell myself, I tell everybody, you need to be dependent upon yourself to make you happy.
Yeah.
You need to be dependent upon you.
Yeah.
And what you can provide. You need to be dependent on the things that you can do and the things you enjoy to make you happy. All right, guys. So I want to just tell you, stay focused, stay with us. Thanks for joining ForUs.
All right, we're out.